Let's today review this BMW E90 325, and I will let you know why this car became the most popular race car in the Nurburgring for nearly 15 years after it was released. This is BMW E90 325 from year 2005. And maybe for today's world it's a little bit underpowered car. It has only 218 horsepower, but with a low weight of 1,365 kilos, including full fuel tank, it's a pretty light track car. Let's start with the outside. So you can already notice that the car has a beautiful yellow and black wrap, which is a signature of Ringfreaks race cars, and you cannot mix them in the track when you see them. Apart from the design, the body panels are completely original, so it looks just like a normal E90 from far away. But of course, when you look closer, you can definitely see that the car is much lower, the wheels are standing wider, and also it has a nice camber in the front. In the front, you can already see that the hood has aero catch mounts for the easy access to the engine bay. In case there is any issue, there is no original lock, so you can simply access the engine bay from the outside. If you look closer through the front grille, you will notice that there is a special metal net which is securing the radiators from any stones or anything what is laying on the track. If you're racing this car and you're going very close to other cars, maybe some stone chip can crack the radiator and make a water leak. That will finish your race and probably the engine too. Also, you can see that we have a towing hook here, so it's a racing requirement because this car is built under all racing requirements and you can go racing with this. And as well, we are renting this car just for tourist drives and track days, but it's built by regulations for racing. This car has a square wheel setup, so it's Motec MCR1 wheels. It's 17-inch wheel, 8.5 width, and it has a tire 225 45/17. It's equipped with Pirelli P-Zero sports cars tires, and maybe someone of you will ask why this car doesn't come with semi-slicks. Well, we need a very versatile tire because like it's now, in the Nürburgring the weather is pretty tricky. The sun is shining and raining in the same time, and half of the lap can be wet and another half is dry. So you need a tire which will work on all conditions, and this specific model is working really good. The brakes in this car is nothing too special. It's the original brake disc and original caliper. It comes with Schroth brake pad which has a really good bite and it's also useful for endurance. It comes with braided stainless steel lines and also racing fluid. In suspension, we use BC coilovers, which are specially revolved for the Nürburgring, so it has different spring rates and different valving. In the rear, the wheels are the same as in the front. Also, it has the original 3-5 brakes, also with Schroth brake pads, same compound as in the front. In the back of the car, we can see that it has the M Sport spoiler for a little bit more downforce. Also, it has aero catch mounts for the easy access to the trunk, and also racing towing hook, racing requirement. And now let's check the inside of the car. And while you're getting into the car, you will already notice it has the carbon fiber door panels. It's a bit less weight, and also it makes the clearance for the roll cage. Then you will notice that we have the full FIA roll cage which is welded in the car, and it's also connected on many points on the chassis with additional welds, so it makes the safety much better, and of course it makes the car chassis much stiffer, so you will feel it because the handling will become much more precise when you have a stiff chassis. For both driver and passenger, we have Sparco QRT-R seats which are equipped with 6-point Schroth harness. These harnesses are really special because they can be used both on the street and in the race, so they have both homologations. When the dashboard and the instrument cluster are completely original ones, but addition to that we have IM MXM data logger which can work both as data logger for the car and also as a lap timer for driver skill improvement. This logger is also connected with the dash camera which films all your laps, so it's a nice souvenir with some data overlay from the track, and also you can check the video later to simply improve your skill by checking where the mistakes were done. Driver also has the leather OMP steering wheel, and it's the leather, not the Napa leather, because this car is mostly rented for the tourist drives or track days where most people are driving without racing gloves, so it's much more comfortable simply to have the leather steering wheel. This car is also equipped with aluminium floor mats with unslip tape, so getting in and getting out of the car is really comfortable and you won't hurt yourself, because when you have a roll cage and you have a slippy floor, it can be a bit tricky, especially if your shoes are a little bit wet from the Nürburgring weather. For more safety features, this car has 2 fire extinguishers. One is hand one here in case somebody else needs your help, and another is fire extinguisher system in case you need some help. This car obviously has no rear seats, because there comes the roll cage. There is also a few tubes coming to the rear suspension. It helps to make the body even more rigid. Now let's check what we have in the trunk. So you can access it really easily with aero catch mounts. It does not have the original lock, so you don't need to open it. And we have some space here for your luggage or extra helmet. And in the corner you can see that there is an Optima gel battery. So it's much safer thing compared to the acid batteries, because if you have any damage on this corner, you will be safe because no acid will be spilled. And this is the main reason why this car was so special in the Nurburgring racing for nearly 15 years. Because this E90 3-5 with 2.5 liter engine is the fastest car around the Nordschleife in the class up to 2.5 liter naturally aspirated cars. And because BMW discontinued this 2.5 liter engine and replaced with the 3 liter, even the model was called 3-5, the car was not eligible to drive in the same class. So now, if you still want to drive in the same class up to 2.5 liters, you need to get 20-year-old car and race it. And also, it's the last real BMW 3-5, which is the 3 Series with real 2.5 engine. The engine in this car is completely original. The only thing which we have done in this car, we have removed the valve cover, because this is required by regulations to have a bit less heat under the engine hood, and also that it saves you a little bit from the risk of fire. Let's take this car for a small ride. So the driver's seat is adjustable front and back. The sitting position is quite low. I have quite some space above my head for a helmet, so it's quite nice and safe. In case you are sitting too low, at Ringfreaks we have booster pillows, so you can just put 1 or 2 under you and you will sit higher, so you'll be comfortable. So the steering wheel is also adjustable up and down, front and back, so you can really get the position right in this car quite easily. It's equipped with 6-point Schroth belts, which has the tightening for all the belts in top of them, so it's easy to tighten yourself up correctly. So this car is equipped with 6-point speed gearbox, and the gears feel a little bit long, but it's kind of a good thing, because in the track you will need to switch gears a little bit less, and this long ratio is required by racing, so we cannot change it. This E90 is also equipped with stability and traction controls for more safety, which works very good and may save you in the track. But in case you want to disengage it, by clicking the DTC button once, you have the traction control off, and if you hold the button for like 5 seconds, the yellow circle will glow on the dashboard and the stability and traction controls will be completely off. It's a good thing if you know what you are doing, because it turns it off 100% and does not help you at all. So you know it's only you and the car who needs to control it. It's kind of useful thing in racing. But for now, let's keep it on by clicking it back. And while driving this car on the street, even quite slowly, you can hear that it's quite loud inside, because it has no sound deadening material inside of the car, also nothing from under the car. And because of this, even if it has the original exhaust, the engine and exhaust sound is quite awesome in this car. Just listen to this. Yeah, so 6-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. That's what we need in today's life, right? While driving normally, you don't even feel that you have such a big camber in the front, but once you steer a little bit quicker, you really feel how sharp the car is. The steering is really accurate and really responsive. So it's really nice that you can turn in the corner really quick and accurate without any understeer or anything. So it feels very confident that you can take any corner in high speeds. Okay, now let's try brakes. Let's get some speed. And now let's slam brakes. Okay, it brakes amazing. It has initial bite so big that it looks like it has a big Brembo brakes, but it actually has just original 300mm brakes in the front and in the back, but the pad does the trick, because this Hawk pad has a good bite, initial bite is big, so it makes it impressive stopping power. It's really useful in this car also to have the dash logger, because we have some additional information for the driver. The original instrument cluster doesn't give you too much information. It just shows you speed, RPMs and the fuel. However, the dash logger gives you additional information like GPS speed, water temperature, oil temperature, also battery voltage. Also, the good part of that is when we, mechanics at Ringfreaks, we want to get some information about the car, how it was performing at the track, we can simply dive into the data, get some information there, and really do the decisions to improve this car. So it's a really nice feature which helps both for mechanics to improve the car and also for driver to improve his skill. E90 325 was the first Ringfreaks rental car, and we have been renting it actually for 7 years, and we will be renting in the 8th season as well, and we are not planning to discontinue renting it because actually this car is really impressive. Even it has a bit under power, but it's a really nice chassis to drive the track. It's not about the speed on the straights or out of the corner in this car. It's all about the driving precision and also about driving flow in the track. So it's a very good car both for beginner and for experienced driver. For beginner, it's simply that it's not too powerful, it's easy to handle, and it's just a nice car to drive. And for the experienced driver, it's all about the driving skill, because you don't have too much power, you really need to be precise in the track, and you need to keep that flow between the corners, so everything needs to be done perfectly. That's why it's just a great car to drive. And also, this is the last BMW which was faster in the manual transmission compared to the automatic, because all the newer ones, automatics are simply too good and there is no point to have it in manual. In my opinion, this car is really great for learning the track and if you are planning to drive a bit more laps. So because it's quite cheap to maintain this car and to run it, it means the rental cost is also lower. So you could drive more laps for your budget and learn the track better and better. So if your plan is to drive just maybe 1 or 2 laps just completely for the experiencing the track, maybe it's not the ideal choice because it's kind of underpowered and it will feel a little bit slow. So it's a great car to learn the track and drive many laps. So you can check at Ringfreaks website and you can book this car already. And by the way guys, please comment under this video if you like this video, what was missing, what I did wrong, or what would you like to see in the future, because I'm planning to do more car reviews like this, other Ringtools, not only Ringfreaks cars, and will upload them soon. So please let me know what do you think about such review. See you soon.